Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Gopal Study Studio. So friends, today I will tell you like interviewer how he is asking question, he or she are asking question regarding that servo motor. As you know that servo motor is a very common devices nowadays as we are going towards industry 4.0 and most of the things are being automatic. So servo motor having lot of questions, so I will tell you what are the important questions interviewer can ask regarding the servo motor. So servo motor functioning, you should know like how servo motor is working, what servo motor is exactly giving. So servo motor is working based on the same principle as induction motor working, like there is a magnetize either rotor or stator. So there is a north south pole. The same thing is happening like in induction motor, and then motor is getting rotate. But here that the feedback, there are different feedbacks which servo motor is giving, like first one is the positional control, and second one is the velocity control, and third one is the acceleration control. So these three feedbacks and control we are getting in servo motor if we compare with the induction motor, where we don't have any feedback like this, and we have to provide some external feedback device like limit switches and all in the induction motor. So then the next question came to the encoder type, like there are two type of normally encoders. One is absolute encoder and one is incremental encoder. So the difference between them is that then when the power is getting off of machine, then that incremental encoder is always asking for the home position. So it forget the position where it is standing before the power cut, so it is asking for the home position. So we have to provide a home position, then it is working and it is going to the given coordinate as per program. But that the absolute encoder, that position is fixed whenever that machine is also getting off or power is getting cut, then whatever the reference we are making for the machine it is or motor, then it is saved in the encoder itself. So no need of again and again referencing. So there is a different advantage both of them. Then related to parameter, interviewer can ask like what are the motor referencing parameter. So servo motor, if we are if you are asking regarding that fanuc servo motor, so mainly there is a 1815 parameter where we are putting two value like APC and APZ value. We are putting it as 0, then we are giving it 1. So that type of parameter they can ask. Also the interviewer can ask where we are setting the gear ratio, like if we have driven and driver pulley, then there is a some ratio, like motor rpm is different and actual rpm, the driven pulley has a different rpm. So in that condition we have to give a n by m ratio we have to provide in the parameter, so that whatever the motor is rotating at the different speed, then the axis can like correlate with that, so that the position, actual position can come. Also he can ask like what is encoder cable, and if encoder cable get spoiled or get damaged, then which type of alarm is coming, like we are generally facing battery voltage low, like axis not reference, battery voltage low, or some type of these type of alarm we are getting when encoder cable is deteriorated, or maybe some fault is there, and sometimes soft disconnect like soft phase. These type of alarm is coming whenever we are facing encoder cable related problem. Then he can ask also some of the drawings, like what points is there available in the encoder cable. So encoder cables, you should know that what is the wiring, and what all the alarms may generate during the malfunctioning of the encoder cable. Also he can ask related to power connector, how many phases are there, and that power connector normally current related parameter, like which how much square mm wire we will use when this much voltage we are flowing or this much current we are flowing from the power connector. Also we have different questions uh, like motor, if suppose there is a diagnosis, things like if motor is getting overheated, then what is the probable causes for that. So you have to say that, sir, okay, there is a mechanical jamming which is one of the main reason of motor is overheating, like because some of the overload is coming on the motor, that may come from the external mechanical forces, which normally due to the mechanical jamming. And another one is the motor overheat alarm sometime, that if encoder is getting malfunction, or the thermostat inside the motor is not working properly. So there are different reasons, so you have to give a different reason so that he can judge that how much troubleshooting capability you have. So these things of question, these type of question he may ask. Also like he can ask like if any servo motor is faulty, then how you will check it. So you know that in motor normally we have to check the winding to wind, like face to face resistance. So you have to know that like this much kilowatt if servo motor is there, then what resistance winding, like winding resistance, how much should be. And also we have to check the Mager value. As you know that the Mager is telling the insulation of the motor is okay or not, because the normally the Mager is, we are checking between the earth and phase. So earth and phase, whatever voltage we are giving from the Mager, suppose in Mager you know that we have different voltage settings, like we can give 250 volt, 500, 750, like different voltage we can flow in the wire. So accordingly that the mega ohm should be that insulation should become like into 250 volt approx to if the motor is okay, we are getting 200 to 250 mega ohm resistance. So if the resistance is not coming, is it is less than 10 mega ohm or 5 mega ohm, so it means that motor insulation is somewhere is getting weak, and it may lead to the overheating of motor and the failure indication of motor. So so then he can ask also like why the insulation is getting weak, or what is the reason for insulation is getting weak. So one of the reason is the overheating of motor. As the motor will get overheat, then the insulation of the winding got melt, and due to that the motor insulation is getting weak. Also sometimes that coolant is getting enter into the motor. So due to entering of coolant, there is a the insulation of motor is getting weak. Then he can ask also, like he can go to deep, like why coolant is entering, and if coolant is entered, like what is the root cause, and how you will eliminate this. So as you know that in motor there is a shaft seal. So if any coolant is going from external, so it means there is an environment surrounding of the motor is wet. So we have to ensure that the motor is protected from some covers to protect from the coolant, and also that the shaft seal should be okay, there is no worn out on that. And also sometimes shaft also getting deteriorated due to that the gap is creating between the seal and shaft, and the coolant is entered in the winding. So we have to this type of analysis or this type of root cause we have to provide, so he can understand that okay, how much clear our concepts are, and how we are how our diagnosis skills are. So I think already as you have analyzed when you are facing any issue related to encoders or servo motors, you can go too deep into that, and if you will go deep into that, you will learn more and more, and then you can easily face all the questions of interviewer. Friends, this time I have tried to make or dubbed this Hindi version to English version. Hope this will be helpful to you, and we will Meet again in the next video. Till that time, stay tuned with the Gopal Study Studio. Namaste, bye bye, जय हिंद, जय भारत. पढ़ेगा इंडिया तभी तो स्किल बनेगा इंडिया.